From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It's Friday, January 15th, right now on Good Morning Indiana.
More than 23 million cases of COVID-19 have been reported across the country. Now President-elect Joe Biden is announcing his plan to beat the virus, what he wants to do to speed up vaccinations and help Americans financially.
Over a year ago, I was supposed to open in March.
Despite the pandemic, some businesses are still starting up. The journey for a new downtown yoga studio as it opens its doors, and the job opportunities arriving as well.
We are all in this together and we're learning together. We are trying new things, we're taking risks, but really that's how the best kind of learning happens anyways.
Teachers have had to get very creative to keep kids engaged during e-learning. I'll introduce you to an inspiring Zionsville music teacher who's going above and beyond to help his students learn.
And we want to thank you here at 6 o'clock for joining our team. Start your morning with us here on Good Morning Indiana. Megan, I can't believe we finally made it to Friday. It feels like it's been a long week.
Yes, TGIF, Raphael, and we're so happy to look at the weekend.
Indeed, and hopefully, Todd Clausen, maybe, possibly, I hope, a little sunshine, just a little,
You may find a peak here or there, Raphael, but
we'll take a peek. Peek is good.
I wouldn't be gambling on it, put it that way. If, the odds aren't in your favor, but nonetheless, there could be maybe this afternoon a peak of sunshine, but I think less of a chance for Saturday and Sunday. Outside right now, we have cloudy skies. We've been dealing with some rain and snow showers moving through during the overnight hours, but temperatures are above freezing, so anything that has hit the ground is just melting away. If it's in the form of snow or if it's rain, it's obviously just wet. So I'm not too concerned this morning for your commute. You see that steadier band of precipitation is now pushed off into Ohio, but you look back off to our west and they look a little more intense on radar than they really are. These are some snow showers that'll be rotating through, and then there's more snow that is off to our west here. You see in Iowa where there's actually some blizzard warnings. We're not going to get into that, but this is just a slow moving system that's going to make its way off towards the east, and it's going to keep snow showers in our forecast today, tomorrow, and Sunday. As it moves to the east, though, it'll continue to weaken, and everything as far as the snow goes is going to be really, really spotty. Throughout the afternoon hours, everything should melt away. Visibilities could be reduced, but as the temperatures fall later on this evening, that's when we could run into a few slick spots. We'll talk about potential accumulation and time everything out for you using TrueCast, Lauren, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. And just a few minutes ago, I heard what sounded like some kind of sleet outside. So just use caution as you're heading out the door this morning. Things sound like they're pretty quiet right now. This is I-465 and 86th Street on the northwest side. You can see traffic there is moving along just fine. There's no delays, no problems on your roads. Of course, we'll keep you updated if there are any crashes on your way to work this morning. Megan?
Lauren, thank you. This morning, a look at the latest on the COVID-19 spread here in the Hoosier State. The State Department of Health reports 4,411 new cases of the virus. More than 578,000 total cases have been reported so far. 40 more Hoosiers have died with the disease. More than 8,800 deaths have been reported since the pandemic began, Raphael.
And because of those numbers, Megan, Hoosiers are waiting for relief. And Lauren, of course, a way out of this chaos caused by this global pandemic.
Yeah, and so less than a week before taking office, President-elect Joe Biden is unveiling his plan to address the problems. ABC's Alex Berchet breaks down the nearly $2 trillion proposal.
With 5 days to go before the inauguration, President-elect Biden is unveiling his plan to fight COVID-19.
My first appearance before a joint session of Congress, I will lay out my Build Back Better recovery plan.
The nearly $2 trillion proposal calls for new $1,400 stimulus payments to most Americans, plus $130 billion to reopen schools and $160 billion to build a national vaccine program and boost testing.
Countless families and friends left behind with unrelenting grief and guilt, anger and frustration. And the emptiness felt by the loss of life is compounded by the loss of our way of life.
It comes as hospitals beg for backup. In Los Angeles County, 1 in 3 people now have contracted COVID. Ambulances gridlocked outside the ER. Inside, gurneys one behind another. But at this field hospital, built in just 5 days, the only thing missing is oxygen.
We need a large quantity of oxygen at all times, constantly. We can't ever run out. because if we run out,
they could die.
They could die.
The nation's death toll is now approaching 400,000. Last week's toll was 25% higher than at any other time during the pandemic. Amid the crush of patients, a rush to vaccinate. But some cities warn they're running out of doses.
We don't have enough supply to go beyond phase 1.
The shortage forcing some cities to slow the vaccine rollout to lower risk people. And in areas where shots are in stock, appointments are not.
There was not 1 ounce of availability on any site.
Alex Perche, ABC News, New York.
Well, daycare is a lifeline for many working parents, especially during this time when having older relatives babysit can be risky. But many childcare facilities are having a hard time staying open. Now, a new website is helping support and strengthen childcare operations across the state. It's called the Indiana Early Learning Hub, and this website is a one-stop shop. They have resources to help with things like handbooks, budgeting, hiring, and even discounts on supplies. Sybil Stanton is the director of the Vine Early Learning Center in Northeast Indiana. She says this type of assistance ultimately serves kids and families.
Kids need us and they're vulnerable. And it is about the hub, but it's not, because if we're giving good instruction and we're organizing our facilities so that we can best serve the kids and ultimately the parents and then the community, it's not just affecting the kids.
The hub is also partnering with 12 child care providers in areas with high risk for infant mortality. We have more about the Indiana Learning Hub on our website. That's WRTV.com.
It is 6:07 on your Friday. As hundreds of businesses have had to close their doors over this past year, impacted by the pandemic, we know other entrepreneurs are actually opening up shop for the very first time. Our own Kelsey Anderson spoke to a woman who's been waiting nearly a year to open this yoga studio right here in the heart of downtown. Kelsey.
Well, yoga has seen a big boom over the last year because of the peace it can bring to your mental health and overall stress. And that's why the owner of Yoga 6 in the Bollard District is excited to finally open her doors. Shay Rankin owns Yoga 6 Indianapolis. It's an all-inclusive hot yoga studio that she says provides a full sensory experience with lights and music that change throughout class to set the mood. This new endeavor, Rankin says, opening up a shop during the pandemic has had many struggles, including opening nearly 10 months after her expected date.
You know, were construction delays, and then we've really struggled with grassroots marketing has been the biggest hurdle. Just not with much going on. We're not able to get into the community. That's been the hardest part. So when I pulled the trigger last year, over a year ago, I was supposed to open in March. So here we are in December. So the delay has been happening for a while.
Because we are the Hiring Hoosiers station, I asked the folks at the Bottle Works District about possible careers. Right now, they have several job openings, and if you're interested in bringing your business to the district, they have several vacant spaces available. For more information on that, head to this story on the WRTV News app. Rankin says they are holding a special VIP weekend this weekend for all of their members, but they're hoping starting on Monday, they'll be able to start their first week of full classes. And for the first week, she says they'll be free. For more information, head over to WRTV.com. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. And let's keep talking about hiring Hoosiers, which is our daily commitment here at WRTV to connect you to jobs every single day. So let's continue that situation because Meyer is now hiring for its new location in Westfield. The company is looking for 250 workers to fill positions in all departments. We're talking about clerks, cake decorators, meat cutters, and more. The new store is being built on West Spring Mill Point Drive, which is near State Road 32. You can apply online through their website, which is jobs.meyer.com. Megan?
Good information, Ralph. Thank you. Well, President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration is now 5 days away. Coming up, the latest security measures being taken to prevent more violence in D.C.
And Purdue is continuing their streak in a major rivalry game against IU. Our own Brad Brown breaks it all down. Hey, Todd.
And snow showers in the forecast, Lauren, as we work our way not only through today, but all the way through the weekend as this slow-moving storm system heads in our direction. Could put down some minor accumulation, but the biggest issue may be brief, intense snow squalls that will reduce visibility across the area. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
at Value City Furniture.
Welcome back. More preparations are being made ahead of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration week. Raphael.
This is a major celebration no matter the political party involved. While banners are going up and barriers are set up, more security measures are being put in place for this big event in the nation's capital. Thousands of National Guardsmen are part of the effort. Hoosier Guardsmen will also join that effort as more planned protests are likely in D.C. The inauguration is already being scaled down because of COVID-19. But part of the security concerns, of course, have led officials to close places like the National Mall, which is pretty big. In fact, the National Guard has put up fencing and barricades so that the public can't access that area. Normally, as you know, thousands of people gather there to watch the swearing in. The event, though, will be virtual and also be broadcast on television. Lauren?
Raphael, major airlines are also increasing their security measures by temporarily banning firearms in checked bags on flights heading for D.C. Delta's CEO says the gun ban for flights will begin this weekend and it will continue through next week. The only exception is for law enforcement. American, United, Alaska, Southwest Frontier, and Spirit quickly followed Delta's lead, and they've also issued similar bans.
Lauren, some big stars will be headlining Joe Biden's swearing-in ceremony. The Presidential Inauguration Committee announced Lady Gaga will sing the national anthem. She campaigned for Biden during the general election. There will also be a musical performance by Jennifer Lopez, Demi Lovato, John Bon Jovi, and Justin Timberlake. They'll have performances on the live TV special event that will be hosted by actor Tom Hanks, of course. It will air on live Wednesday at 8 p.m. right here on WRTV. Time now is 6:14. And Todd, we have some snow, it looks like, coming in.
Yeah, you know, it's not a lot of snow heading our way over the next couple of days, but there could be some scenes like this picture where the intensity of the snow is pretty strong, and that could reduce visibility. I think that's my biggest concern going forward over the course of the next couple days. Keep an eye on temperatures as we're above freezing right now, but we'll start to fall below freezing later on this evening. As I mentioned, those snow squalls coming through, and some minor snow accumulations a possibility here. We're not talking about a lot of snow, but nonetheless, as those temperatures do fall below freezing, the roadways could slicken up in some spots. Visibility not an issue here currently in downtown, as you see way off in the distance, and temperatures currently are right above freezing in Kokomo as well as Bloomington, 38 in Shelbyville, and these temperatures will hold pretty steady, if not go up a couple degrees here this afternoon, and that's good news for us. Any snow that does fall here throughout the afternoon hours will basically, when it hits the pavement, melt away, unless you get into a really intense burst of snow. Then the intensity of the snow can overcome the warmer temperatures, and the best chance for the snow showers will be here throughout the afternoon hours. Let me break it down for you here using radar and TrueCast and show you exactly what we expect to happen. This band, the precipitation went through overnight. That's now pushing off into Ohio. In fact, the precipitation has cleared Richmond, and there's a few areas of some maybe sleet and or a few rain showers moving through parts of the area. The next batch of snow is off to our west, and this looks a lot worse on radar than it really is. This is going to spin up into northwest Indiana, so really not too much of a player for us. But then eventually this storm system is going to head in our direction. It's a really slow mover, but as it moves to the east, it's going to kind of lose its intensity a little bit. So we're never going to get into the steady snow that they're seeing in Iowa right now. Instead, we're going to get these bursts of snow and snow showers coming through at times throughout the afternoon and evening hours, and then into tomorrow and Sunday as well. But not everybody's going to see snow. It is very possible you go throughout this entire day without seeing a flake of snow. And then maybe tomorrow you get into the snow, and the areas that saw snow today don't see any snow tomorrow. It's just that kind of pattern that we're going to be set up with. But if you do see some of this snow, and I think it's a little more widespread tomorrow as that low actually passes through than it is today, just know that the visibilities could get reduced very quickly. And that's my biggest concern for you today, at least if you're going to be on the roadways. The lowered visibility, that's, I think, is probably more of an issue for tonight and then potentially tomorrow, as temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler. Snowfall totals, they're light, generally an inch or less across the area, and that runs all the way through the day on a Saturday. And Sunday, we have some snow showers in the forecast as well. Sunday, we may have to pay a little more closer attention to a lake effect snow band that may set up. That could impact northern areas with some more significant snow, but it's just all going to depend on the winds. And then next week, temperatures Temperatures, Lauren, will still be in the 30s and then gradually warming to about 40 degrees by Thursday.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at traffic for your commute. This is over on the west side of town. Here's a live look at I-465 and I-74. You can see over here on the west side, things are moving along smoothly. We're going to keep a close eye out for any major delays to slow you down, and of course, we'll keep you updated.
Lauren, thank you. Turning now to the sports world. A big game for Indiana basketball last night. Purdue is continuing their big win streak against their Indiana rivals. It is the Boilermakers' 8th victory in a row versus IU. Our Brad Brown breaks down the game and upcoming challenges for both teams.
It was obvious from the moment you walked into Assembly Hall that the night was going to be different. Cardboard cutouts outnumbered warm bodies by about 8-1, roughly 200 people in attendance. But once IU and Purdue tip it off, the game becomes a night unto its own. A nearly frantic pace early, the Hoosiers went with a strong dose of Trace Jackson Davis. He scored 8 of their first 10 points, had to sit midway through the first half with foul trouble, though, did not play the final 9 minutes. Purdue was building a lead with some great outside shooting. They hit 6 of their first 7 shots from three-point range. Jaden Ivey's triple gave them a 29-17 advantage and forced an IU timeout.
All of our players, all of our guards were just able to get in the rhythm. It started, in the first half, we were able to, get to the basket and, get those easy threes.
We had sets that we knew we were going to run against them. And then, Coach Schwartz threw some other sets in there that we just executed.
Armand Franklin was back in the lineup for IU. He hit a runner at the halftime buzzer. Franklin fouled out but finished the game with 14 points. Purdue with a 4-point edge at the break.
When the team sees them go in, they get confident. And then, they got their big guys going and offensive rebounds and things like that. So we just got to come out, play harder in the first 8 minutes of the game, set the tone.
Jackson Davis got back in action and kept the offense churning for IU. Another basket with a foul kept Indiana within 1 possession. Trace finished with a game-high 25 points. The second half saw Trevion Williams show why he's one of the Big Ten's premier players. Time and time again, Purdue got it to their big man. The lead went from 3 to 8 to 10. Williams ended up with a 22-point, 10-rebound performance.
We just kept it simple. I got in the post. If they don't double, I score. That's coach's rule. When you're one-on-one, you score. The more I keep it simple and get to my move, or it opens the pass for other players.
Once again, it felt like Purdue simply outplayed IU, 81-69 when it was all done, as they continued their now 5-year dominance in the rivalry.
You face good defensive teams, which Michigan State is, and obviously Indiana is, but you're not going to get a lot of cracks at it. But when you do, you got to be ready to shoot the ball. And I thought tonight, our guys stepped up.
We had no answer. We couldn't really get it, other than maybe one stretch with about the last 8 minutes of the first half where I thought our ball pressure got up. We created some deflections, started to get back in the game that way. But for a good portion of this game, our offense scored. And, at the end of the day, we just could not get stops.
The win is Purdue's 8th straight in this series. In the long history between these two teams, they've only done that twice previously. It's their 5th straight win here in Bloomington. The last time they did that was 1923. The teams will have the return meeting on March 6th in West Lafayette. At Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
America's #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer.
Welcome back. It is 6:24. Let's chat about what is trending at 6. So, Raphael and Megan, do you guys play the lottery?
Yes.
Wow. Immediate answer. I've got a ticket a time or two.
Okay.
Not often.
Well, Raphael, you'll appreciate the only time I've ever bought a scratch off was once in college. I walked down to the Admiral station down there and just for fun, but I'm not normally someone that plays the lottery, but maybe we all should follow Raphael's lead and do that today, because there's still time to get your Mega Millions lottery ticket.
Please.
Next drawing is tonight. We can all share if we win. The jackpot soared to $750 million after no one won on Tuesday. This is the second largest Mega Millions jackpot in history. The largest, if you remember, was $1.5 billion in 2018. So
I might buy a ticket now.
I know.
I'll get on Ralph's level.
I know. He's got his.
Right. Play responsibly. Play responsibly now.
Well, with all that money, you could buy a lot of ice cream. So take a look at this. An ice cream maker is going all out with new flavors for the inauguration. One of the new creations is called the Ice Cream Jubilee. It's a combo of vanilla and chocolate chip ice cream. The company says those are Biden's favorite flavors, of course. Another ice cream creation is named Cup of Joe. You get the pun there. You guessed it. The coffee is flavored with coffee. And there are also 2 flavors for Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. They're called Cardamom Amaretto and Rose Mimosa. Those sound yummy. Both pay tribute to their home state, her home state of California. All the flavors are being sold on Ice Cream Jubilee's website. So, Raphael, if you want some, you can go there.
Yeah, play responsibly and drink responsibly. I would like a mimosa right about now.
And
half a cup, half a cup, half a cup. Hey, let me take you out west, because in Iowa, a family does not have any old snowman in their front yard. No. I mean, they're better than that. This one is 15 feet tall. In other words, it's really about the size of 3 Todd Clausenses right there. The homeowner's son came up with the idea, and his friends helped him build it piece by piece. They had to use an 8-foot ladder to put it all together. Last year, he built an 11-foot snowman in Ames, there in Iowa, where he's a student at Iowa State University. And Todd, for me to even build a 15-foot tall snowman, I would need 3 ladders just to get started. Because you know how short I am.
And you still probably won't be able to get the carrot in there for the nose. for the record, it's probably only about 2.5
of it. Todd looks
three.
tall, but he's only 5
We got
Right.
6'2" over
Maybe
here,
3
Raphael.
Megans.
Plus, all right, that snowman may not melt. Yeah, that snowman might not melt in Iowa for a long time at 15 feet. Plus, they're getting more snow today. The storm system is slowly going to be making its way towards us. We're not going to get into any steady snow, but we will get into some snow showers or snow squalls over the course of the afternoon hours today, and then a little better chances of maybe some more light, steady snow tomorrow. But this morning, with the exception of a hit or miss snow shower or rain shower, temperatures are going to be above freezing, and it's mostly cloudy. The better chance of these snow showers will be this afternoon. Initially, temperatures are still above freezing, so the biggest issue would be reduced visibility if you're traveling on the roadway, so be aware of that. But there could be some minor accumulation as we get closer to 5 p.m. and the sun starts to set across the area. Megan?
Todd, thank you. It's a whole new world for job hunters this year. And since so many employers are not doing in-person interviews, that makes it more convenient, but also opens up the door for more scammers to pose as employers. Consumer reporter John Matarese has one local man's story so you don't waste your money.
If you're looking for a new job during this pandemic, you may have to do your interview remotely by Zoom. Unfortunately, this new way of hiring has led to a new surge in job scams. Jordan Dixon was recently laid off from his job as a graphic designer due to the pandemic. So he jumped onto LinkedIn and quickly found a graphics job listing at a company called Miller Paints.
It was for a multimedia designer opportunity.
He applied and was immediately contacted by their recruiter. What did the recruiter ask you?
So they actually sent me a questionnaire. So it was a 21-question Word document.
Next day, they told him the position was his if he just sent some personal information.
With, all my banking information and social security and all of that.
But then he noticed the recruiter's email was at Myler Paint, not Miller Paint. So he called and learned the company had no such job opening.
And then when I called, the lady actually had no idea that this posting was even out there.
The Better Business Bureau says job scams like this are soaring this pandemic year because so many companies have no one in their offices and are doing all their interviewing and hiring online. Sarah Kimmerer of the BBB says confirm any opening with the company before giving out personal information.
When you're looking for a job using those professional websites like LinkedIn, Indeed, or even Monster, go to the company's official career page on their website and see if you match the job description on there to the one that you found on that employment website.
Jordan's hunch was right. We called the real Miller Paints, which confirmed the LinkedIn job was fraudulent. LinkedIn says it removes bogus job listings as soon as it finds them, but they continue to pop up. So don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Friday, this is your 6:30 news feed. One person is in the hospital after a shooting at a Northside apartment complex. Metro Police were called to the Lakeshore Apartments on Lakeshore Trail East Drive just before 8 last night. They found a person with a gunshot wound on the scene. The victim was taken to the hospital. Their condition was not immediately released.
Healthcare professionals across the state are asking Governor Holcomb to raise taxes on cigarettes this year. 22 organizations signed a letter asking lawmakers to increase the cigarette tax by $2 per pack. They say 1 in 5 adult Hoosiers smoke, and that gives Indiana one of the highest smoking rates in the country.
The Indiana Pacers have won 2 out of 3 games on their Western road trip. The Pacers beat the Portland Trail Blazers late last night, 111-87, but the team's next game is being postponed. The NBA says that's because of contact tracing. The Phoenix Suns will not have enough players available for tomorrow night's game against Indiana. That means the Pacers' next game will be on Sunday against the LA Clippers. Good morning and thanks for joining us on Good Morning Indiana. We made it to the weekend, Lauren. TGIF, it's right around the corner.
That's right, we're excited. Raphael, I know you're excited, hoping to get the snowblower. I don't think you're going to be able to do that, though.
Someday, we've been basking in these 40-degree days, but as Todd has reminded us, and he's tracking a major change in our forecast. Todd, good morning to you.
Yeah, Raphael, it's been above normal the past 3 days. It's felt great out there during the afternoon hours, even some sunshine. But we are going to transition into a colder pattern with some snow heading our way. Now, this morning, as you walk out the door, temperatures are above freezing, just above freezing, though, in Bloomington, as well as Peru 35 in Indianapolis. But visibility is not an issue here this morning, as you can see way off in the distance. And I think our biggest issue with some of these snow showers as they'll come in later on this afternoon is going to be reduced visibility, and it can change very, very quickly. And that's probably my biggest concern for you if you're going to be out and about, especially if you're driving on the highways, the interstates at higher rates of speed. Just know the visibilities can change very quickly, especially this afternoon and this evening. Now, a lot of this snow that you see here is going to bypass us to the north, but there's more off to our west that's going to rotate through. It's not going to all come at once. We're just going to be dealing with these snow showers off and on throughout the course of the afternoon and into the evening hours, and then into Saturday and Sunday as well. Temperatures are above freezing, though, for a good chunk of the day today, so that'll limit accumulation until the sun starts to set. We'll break it all down for you in more detail coming up in Maine weather in just a couple minutes.
All right, Todd, thanks. Let's take a look at your commute this Friday. Here's a live look at I-465, a little south of English Avenue. We're over on the east side of town near Brookville Road. You can see traffic there is traveling up to speed this morning. No delays to slow you down. Of course, we'll keep you updated. Raphael.
Lauren, a Noblesville non-for-profit, is working to really enrich the lives of young adults with intellectual or maybe even developmental disabilities.
And so this nonprofit is called Same As You. It opened 1 year ago today, and the founders say their goal is to provide an education and sense of community for adults with disabilities. They believe there's a lack of programming for this group after they age out of that public school system. And they add that having a place like this really provides a sense of purpose.
These students, although their lives are very different, they have the same desires and the same wants as anyone else. Disability or not, they deserve to have a bountiful life, and so that's what we are providing for them at Same As You.
The nonprofit, again, opened a year ago with just 6 students at that time, and now it serves 26 students. We have more information about Same As You on our website. Just go to WRTV.com.
Her mantra was to get to Mass Avenue, and now she finally gets to bring her cobras and cat-cows to the Bottle Works district. Next, our Kelsey Anderson shows us how this yogi persevered by striking a pose during the pandemic.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The pandemic continues to hurt Hoosier and American families. As you take a look at the big picture, 965,000 people nationwide, they filed for first-time unemployment just last week. Here at home, nearly 14,800 people filed initial unemployment claims the week ending January the 2nd, and that's according to the U.S. Department of Labor. And the following week, about 4,000 more people filed first-time claims. That means the week that ended January the 9th, more than 18,800 people in Indiana filed first-time unemployment claims. And of course, WRTV continues to get answers to you about your questions about the unemployment system. A spokesperson with the Department of Workforce Development tells us that people who are eligible for payments through the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, the PUA, they'll start getting paid by the end of the month. We're told those benefits will be retroactive to January the 2nd. We'll stay on top of any changes and bring you any updates as we get them. Lauren?
Raphael, as you know, hundreds of businesses have actually had to close over this past year as they were impacted by the pandemic. But other entrepreneurs say that it's an opportunity for them to open up their doors for the first time.
Lauren, one woman has been waiting nearly a year to open her yoga studio. But as our Kelsey Anderson shows us, she is finally able to say namaste to a place downtown where new businesses are starting to flow.
Well, yoga has seen a big boom over the last year because of the peace it can bring to your mental health and overall stress. And that's why the owner of Yoga 6 in the Bollarworks district is excited to finally open her doors. Shay Rankin owns Yoga 6 Indianapolis. She says she decided to jump into this new business opportunity over a year ago. She says opening up shop during the pandemic has had many struggles, including opening nearly 10 months after her expected date because of construction delays. She says another hurdle they had to overcome was not being able to do grassroots marketing. But nevertheless, she's excited to open her doors to the public next week.
Yeah, so Yoga 6, the concept is an all-inclusive, accessible yoga style. So with our special language formula, Y6 language formula, somebody can walk in from anywhere and take one of our classes and not be intimidated, and we guide you through the process. So it's just, you know, and then it's a full sensory experience. So with the lights, the music, the heat, we have cool towels afterwards with some lavender on it. It's kind of bougie. Yeah, it's an awesome experience.
Because we are the Hiring Hoosiers station, I asked the folks at the Bottleworks district about possible careers. Right now, they have several job openings, and if you're interested in bringing your business to the district, they have several vacant spaces available. For more information on that, head to this story on the WRTV News app. Rankin says they are holding a special VIP weekend this weekend for all of their members, but they're hoping starting on Monday, they'll be able to start their first week of full classes. And for the first week, she says they'll be free. For more information, head over to WRTV.com. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you. Teaching a crescendo over the computer screen, it's not ideal. But next, we'll show you how a music teacher is maximizing his digital minutes with overtures of how the notes make their way to his students' ears. Todd?
And Lauren, we're going to have a change in the weather pattern. Gone are those temperatures in the 40s. Already some rain and snow showers across parts of central Indiana, but the main part of the storm system still well off to our west. We'll be dealing with the chance of snow today, tomorrow, and even into Sunday. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team Forecast.
Whether you live here in Franklin or Anderson, Muncie, or anywhere in between, the pandemic has made it a real challenge for students and teachers alike, Lauren, navigating right through virtual learning, hybrid schedules, and of course, contact tracing.
And Raphael, many are worried about kids falling behind, but let me introduce you to a music teacher up in Zionsville who will give you a new perspective on the pandemic and its impact on our schools.
You guys ready to learn? Yeah! All music is really just vibration, and I'm going to prove that to you today using an instrument called a vibraslap.
Will Doublestein's music class is maybe even more fun than the bow ties he wears.
I'm trying to communicate how much fun music is. Up here, you're actually seeing the sound waves that this is creating. Pretty cool, huh?
He engages students at Boone Meadow Elementary School in Zionsville with experiments.
Air molecules are all around you. They're invisible. But when sound happens, those air molecules bump into one another. It's going to bump and hit the others, sending down a wave. The thing that's been the most fun about all this has been watching those light bulb moments still happen. And when it bounces back, what happens?
It goes down.
It goes down. So as it comes back, it's actually going in the opposite direction.
Showing students who have to stay put in their actual classroom due to COVID and not move to the music room that music is science.
Well, who wants to see something else cool?
Me.
there are challenges everywhere and everybody's going through different hard things. But at least for 40 minutes, I have the opportunity to get into the classroom and spend some time with those kids and watch their eyes light up.
Oh my God! It's a jolt. You guys see it okay?
Yeah. Doublestein applied for a grant to get these science experiments that relate to music.
Okay, here we go. You ready for it?
Yeah.
I'm turning up the volume.
Wow!
It creates a shape just through the vibration.
And they've been a big tool for learning in an entirely new way.
Guys, what do y'all think? Do you like it?
Yeah, I'd say my biggest encouragement is just to keep going.
That the sound is traveling through this metal plate and vibrating the sand, forming different shapes. How cool is that?
Awesome.
Okay.
And even in the months when students had to learn virtually, Doublestein used his passion for video and YouTube to continue the learning process. Reaching not only his students, but also their parents and music educators across the globe.
So it's been really fun to just see that take off and see so much learning go outside of the district.
1, 2, ready, go!
These kids are extremely flexible and they're going through something they've never gone through before.
And I asked him his best advice to share with other educators, parents, and kids at this time.
We are all in this together and we're learning together. We are trying new things, we're taking risks, but really that's how the best kind of learning happens anyways.
He suggests seeing these challenges as a learning opportunity for all of us.
At the end of the day, we're going to come away as better teachers and better administrators and, better learners all the way across the board.
Really cool guy there. And so if you want to check out more videos from Mr. Doublestein's YouTube channel, you can just search for his channel. It's called Bow Tie Music. So a lot of fun working on that story, Raphael.
I'm going to have to step up my bow tie collection, and what a cool way, Lauren, to make education relevant. I think I want to go back to his classroom just for a day or so. But that was a lot of fun.
It was.
Oh, I loved it. He kind of reminds me of like a Bill Nye meets a music teacher, just the best of both worlds.
I think he could have his own show.
Engaging.
He's really entertaining.
He should. Well, let's take a look at the weather with Todd, who has the other science of weather, right?
Yeah, it might not be music to your ears either, what I have to say here, with some snow showers and colder temperatures heading our way. We do have some rain and snow showers out there right now, but they're really, really spotty. And I'll show you those on radar in just a second. But overall this morning, skies are mostly cloudy. Once we get into the afternoon hours, the snow showers will kind of ramp up, and then this evening some snow squalls. The difference is the snow squalls are a little more intense and can put down quicker accumulation and reduce visibility a little bit more across the area as well. Visibility not an issue though, as you see here this morning. As you look from downtown off to the west, temperatures are still above freezing in all locations. So we've had some rain and snow showers move through, and they've basically, there are snowflakes out there, hit the ground and melted away. We have no real slick spots out there currently. And you notice the temperatures, they'll be well above freezing here in the afternoon. So even as some of those snow showers come in, a lot of the snow is going to melt, at least on the pavement. But my area of concern will be as we get towards 4 or 5 o'clock, the sun starts to set, temperatures will fall below freezing. That's when the roads could slicken up. But I think the main issue throughout the afternoon hours will be for reduced visibility on the roadways. If there is going to be any accumulation during the afternoon hours, the only way you can really get that with temperatures near 40 is if the snow is really, really intense. That could overcome the warmer ground temperatures. Here's what we're dealing with right now. We have a few light rain showers from Delphi to just west of Kokomo down into the Tipton area. Some light snow showers approaching Lafayette, and then north of Williamsport as you work your way into the Fowler area. A lot of this snow shower activity is going to bypass us here into northwest Indiana. What we'll deal with for most of central Indiana will be all this rotating through, but it's a really slow-moving system. And when slow-moving systems just kind of slowly spin away as they make their way east, they lose a lot of their punch. So we're not going to get into really any sustained snow. It's just going to be more of these bursts of snow that come through the area, mixing with some rain this afternoon while the temperatures are above the freezing mark. And as these snow showers come through, some of you may not even see a flake of snow. It's just going to be very, very spotty where they make their way in. Other areas could get a quick dusting of snow tonight once the sun sets, or maybe pick up close to an inch. It's just very, very hit or miss, and that's what makes it dangerous, right? When you're driving on the roadways, conditions can change very, very quickly. As we get into tomorrow, we'll deal with more scattered rain and snow showers. Snow totals are going to be generally an inch or less. There could be some areas that pick up a little more than an inch, and this is throughout today and tomorrow. It's not just all here as we work our way into the evening hours. So just be aware on Saturday, some more snow showers. Sunday may present a little bit of a different issue, Lauren, or lake effect snow band may set up, and that could bring some more significant accumulation to northern portions of the area, but it's all going to depend on where the winds set up, and then next week temperatures will be running at or just a little bit above normal once we get to Tuesday.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's get a look right now at your commute. As Todd mentioned, you want to use more caution on the roads today and over the weekend. And here's a look on the southwest side. Things are traveling smoothly at I-465 near Man Road. You can see lots of headlights there moving across your screen. No crashes here on the southwest side to slow you down. Raphael?
So, Lauren, neither rain nor snow nor the frozen tundra are keeping them from their mission. Coming up later on Good Morning America right here on WRTV. The incredible all-woman team delivering the COVID vaccines to some of the most remote parts of the world. Megan?
And Ralph, I have a very important question. Where do all the cookies go when you can't use them? We have the story of the delicious way these unsellable treats are behind some creative cuisines. Good News Friday is up next.
TV.
Welcome back. It's time to kick off your weekend with Good News Friday, as we like to end the work week on a happy note, you guys. And what could be more happy than a story involving Girl Scout cookies, of course, Lauren?
Nothing happier. And of course, we want to take you on a trip, so buckle up. Taking you to a room full of cakes, cupcakes, cookies, all made, Raphael, from Girl Scout cookies.
And that room is just around the corner here in Franklin. I was there to judge the event, and what I found, my good friends, were recipes celebrating creativity, cooking, and of course, some cool confections.
Anything. This is a dream. This is what happens to Girl Scout cookies that you can't buy.
Big bite right there.
Thin Mints, Samoas, Do-si-dos, and others that accidentally arrive in opened or dented boxes are not sold to the public and usually are donated to food pantries. But in this case, the Girl Scouts of Southern Johnson County used some of their unsold cookies for a creative culinary contest.
While in COVID, watching all the Food Network shows and all the DIYs, I thought, well, why don't we do a bake-off?
Troop members and their parents were given one random package of cookies, and they had to come up with a delightful dessert.
We've got cakes, we've got cupcakes.
This could be in a Girl Scout cookie box.
Some judges tasted creations they believe should be on an order form one day, like this moon pie cookie.
Yeah, I'm coming back next year.
A new twist on treats that totally leapfrogged in a new direction of cookie cuisine.
Sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, off the charts, man. Incredible.
So that happened last Friday, and I am still on a sugar high. The goal, of course, among the Girl Scouts is to make a cookbook with all the new recipes and use that cookbook as, of course, for a fundraiser. And I tell myself every single day since doing that event that if you add fruit to cookies, it's healthier and you can eat much more. Of course, none of that is based on science.
Oh, man. How did you get that gig, Raphael? I want to help next year.
Sometimes you
Can we all judge it?
Sometimes you hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
I want that recipe book, Raphael. I'm going to support the troops, but also, you know, cook some Girl Scout cookie cakes.
Yeah.
Bring it to the studio or something.
Oh, man, Todd, we are hungry now, so wrap it up. Give us the weather.
Yeah, you know, I mean, people may want to just stay inside and bake here over the course of the next couple of days. It's going to trend colder, and we're going to be dealing with some snow showers. In fact, there are some snow showers up towards Lafayette right now. Most of those are going to rotate north of central Indiana into the South Bend area. And for most of the morning, with the exception of a shower or a snow shower, I think that we're going to be mostly cloudy. But but off to our west, there's a lot more snow, and this is all going to rotate through over the next 3 days. It's a really, really slow-moving system, so we'll keep snow showers in the forecast through Sunday. The biggest issue will be reduced visibility, as some of these snow showers could be fairly intense across the area as they move through. So be aware of that if you're going to be on the roadways. Accumulation, at least today and tomorrow, an inch or less. Sunday, there could be a lake effect snow band that'll impact parts of the area with maybe a little more in the way of accumulation, but this is not a big storm system for us. And then as we head into next week, another little system on Tuesday that could be rain or snow, but overall temperatures will be running at or just a little bit above normal from Tuesday through next week.
All right, I'll bundle up. Thanks, Todd. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with the latest news, weather, and traffic updates. We'll see you back here.